A single document lay on the table, holding the secrets of a perilous mission. Sheng studied the SSS-class mission with focused determination. Sheng studied the wanted poster, which detailed Yi's cold-blooded crimes and ruthless personality. Sheng analyzed the mission details, contemplating the lack of rewards for taking down a level 5 martial artist, questioning the SSS-class designation. Sheng appeared thoughtful as he observed the investigation notes, realizing the gravity of the situation laid before him. Sheng stood confidently in a dimly lit corridor, casting a shadow over a fallen figure, an ominous air surrounding them. He remarked on Yi's notorious brutality and track record of atrocities. Sheng sat on a luxurious couch, flanked by 2 women, while an ominous figure lingered in the background. He recalled a level 7 martial master and the implications of his father's involvement. He celebrated joyfully with, sharing a moment of camaraderie amidst the festive atmosphere. A sense of impending danger loomed as shadows swirled around Yi, who displayed a mirror with a proud smirk. He revealed that his sister was the 5th wife of the martial saint. Yi's status within the Supreme Martial Arts Academy was practically on par with the sect's great martial masters. The atmosphere shifted as Sheng contemplated the weight of his next move, aware of the stakes involved. Sheng discussed the complexities of killing a powerful target and the aftermath they would face. Sheng presented a document, asserting that the evidence of atrocities committed justified a death sentence repeatedly. Sheng, thoughtful and composed, explained that this was the first SSS-class mission since the founding of the 7th Saint Martial University. A distraught man stood in the rain, overwhelmed by grief for his daughters who had suffered unimaginable abuse. He spoke of their tragic fate and the injustice that remained. Rain poured relentlessly as a weary young man knelt, the courtyard drenched in sorrow and desperation. Then, the imposing figure of the martial saint approached him with a resolute demeanor. A serious atmosphere hung in the air as Sheng discussed a perilous mission with another character. He explained that the assassination of Yi would be listed as an SSS mission. Tension filled the air as Sheng confronted an unknown figure about the martial saint's absence. He questioned why the vice principal, a level 7 martial master, couldn't intervene. The unknown character retorted, warning him about the consequences of underestimating martial saints. Another unknown character cautioned Sheng to watch his words, reminding him of the true terror martial saints represented. A relentless storm raged outside as Sheng sat, contemplating the disastrous consequences of a clash between 2 powerful martial saints. He believed it would lead to nationwide turmoil. A heavy tension lingered as Sheng contemplated the intricate dangers of his mission, realizing the involvement of another martial saint. He explained that assassinating the target would provoke retaliation from formidable foes, including a level 7 martial master. A tense atmosphere enveloped the room as Sheng questioned the mysterious figure about their true intentions. He smirked confidently and acknowledged Sheng's sharpness, highlighting the powerful support he had against the Supreme Martial Arts Academy. An intense atmosphere filled the room as a determined man in a suit pointed emphatically at a table covered with intriguing artifacts. Sheng emphasized the significance of becoming the final inducted disciple of a martial saint. A serious man with sharp eyes explained his strategy, focusing on a smooth path forward with ample resources and deterrence from retaliation. A determined man with dark hair requested the address of the dye factory worker from the seated informant, ready to continue his mission. A serious and determined man with glasses spoke, stating he would arrange to send information to an unseen character's school email. A thoughtful man with dark hair contemplated his options as another character read from folders, emphasizing the importance of following one's heart. A determined young man with dark hair walked toward the light, reflecting on the mentor's words of praise and the weight of his journey ahead. A cloaked figure stood in the dim space, radiating an unsettling aura as silence enveloped the room. Sheng remarked that had spoken too much today. A thoughtful man with dark hair contemplated deeply about a promising talent, feeling a mix of concern and determination rise within him. A cloaked figure loomed menacingly over Sheng, delivering a chilling warning about the test of the martial saint. A colorful pathway stretched before him, presenting a daunting choice that weighed heavily on his mind. Sheng contemplated the significance of the decision he faced. A vibrant aura surrounded a confident young man with dark hair as he considered a daunting challenge ahead. He believed defeating all sub-30 martial masters was feasible despite doubts. A tense silence enveloped the scene as a strategic and introspective young man with dark hair crouched beside a fallen character. He contemplated his next move regarding the notorious level 5 martial artist. Flames roared around him as a determined and poised young man stood defiantly, plotting his next move against powerful foes. He sought protection from another martial saint to avoid retaliation. A playful dog leaped into the air, excitedly chasing after a bone. He was determined to catch it, his energy palpable. He landed gracefully, tail wagging, ready for another try. Still enthusiastic, he barked cheerfully, urging others to join. The playful spirit filled the air, brightening the moment. A cynical young man with dark hair observed the unfolding scheme, questioning its intentions with a thoughtful demeanor. A confident young man with dark hair observed the towering structure, feeling a surge of pride at his recent achievements. He realized Tan had acknowledged his clever tactics against the martial wool avatars. A contemplative atmosphere enveloped the room as Sheng reflected on the choices that lay before him. He considered how Yi and his father had shaped his future path. A determined young man with dark hair walked confidently towards the light in the corridor, his resolve clear as he approached an uncertain fate. A determined young man with dark hair stood resolutely, contemplating his refusal to join Tan's side despite the threats he faced. A defiant young man with dark hair stared intently, his ambitions burning brightly within him. He declared his intent to defeat Yi and his father, along with all martial masters nationwide. A strong presence loomed as a determined young man with dark hair stood against fiery shadows, ready to face the challenges ahead. He declared his intent to overcome both challenges. A panoramic view revealed the outskirts of a damaged city at sunset, casting an ominous shadow over the landscape. A tense scene unfolded as a determined and authoritative woman commanded the officers to seal off the surrounding areas and stay alert for President's team. A calm woman with pink hair reassured the tense deputy director, saying there was no need to be so anxious. The confident man boasted about the peak-level fighters from province to his companions, asserting their strength against even level 7 monsters. A level 6 monster loomed large, prompting deep thoughts from a young man with dark hair about the challenges ahead. He considered the requirement to defeat 10 level 6 monsters solo to qualify among the top 300 hunters. A dilapidated building stood silent as a young man with dark hair contemplated the impending monster invasion. He thought he might be overthinking the situation and hoped all would go well. Sheng appeared puzzled as he observed his surroundings, uncertain of what lay ahead in this chaotic environment. A sense of confusion filled the air as Sheng exited the vehicle, spotting police cars in the midst of the wilderness. He questioned why they were there. 2 guards stood firm, their expressions cautious as they blocked the path of a confident and determined young man. One guard commanded him to stop and warned about the area being cordoned off. The other guard insisted he should leave quickly for his own safety. He asserted he was there for a mission and presented proof to the guards. Sheng looked intrigued as he read a letter detailing a mission at the 7th St. Martial University, questioning if he really was a freshman. A curious young man with dark hair questioned the demanding nature of the university's tasks for freshmen, while a calm woman held a task sheet nearby. The atmosphere shifted as a confident and thoughtful young man adjusted his shirt, contemplating the intricate details of his mission. He considered the individual circumstances surrounding his challenges. Sheng held an empty piece of paper, shock washing over him as he tried to comprehend its significance. A stunned young man with dark hair realized his opponent's remarkable skill level, feeling both astonished and challenged by the unexpected turn of events. Tension filled the air as a focused and curious young man absorbed the information about formidable level 6 hunters. An unknown character informed him about 4 powerful level 6s, including one in the top 300 of the hunters list. He listened intently, intrigued by the implications of this unexpected news. Questions stirred within him as he pondered the true nature of the hunters list. A confident character explained the internal ranking system of the Martial Association, detailing how mission grades affected bounty hunter ranks. A cautious atmosphere settled as a contemplative young man assessed the situation, while a woman gestured reassuringly, hinting at positive outcomes. Explosive energy surged through the chaotic scene as threats loomed large and intentions turned menacing. An aggressive figure prepared to attack Sheng, claiming he was no longer needed. Urgency filled the air as the characters braced for an imminent threat, their expressions reflecting determination and alarm. Sheng shouted a warning to everyone to get ready. An unknown male character reacted in shock to the sudden danger. Chaos erupted as a desperate young man with dark hair reached out for help, his voice tinged with terror and urgency. Panic erupted as a young man with dark hair yelled in shock, urging everyone to flee from the impending threat. Explosions rocked the battlefield as a determined and commanding soldier shouted for his troops to fire, chaos enveloping the scene. An explosion cracked the air, sending debris flying as a concerned pink-haired character rushed to check on Sheng's condition. A frantic woman shouted in urgency, gripping a hand tightly as chaos unfolded around her. The tension thickened as Sheng confronted an unknown character, his shock evident as he demanded answers about the intel gathered. A sense of urgency filled the air as a panicked pink-haired character expressed shock over a looming level 7 threat. An unknown figure reached for a startled young man with dark hair, sending a wave of anxiety through him. A determined young man with dark hair stepped forward, proposing a strategy to lead the team into battle first. Moments later, another character reminded him to adjust the mission level afterward. A muscular man encouraged others to take a break while police cars surrounded them. A determined young man with dark hair focused on the unknown force, requesting just 5 minutes to gather his strength. A fierce energy blast erupted from a determined young man with dark hair, aimed at an unseen target. A menacing figure hovered his foot above startled onlookers, radiating an ominous presence that sent shivers through the crowd. A confident young man with dark hair stood as onlookers gasped at his incredible speed. Terrified, one onlooker questioned the source of such power. Another wondered who he was. A foul smell wafted through the dimly lit space, overwhelming the senses. Sheng covered his nose, expressing his disgust at the stench. The foul stench lingered as Sheng observed the monster being cleaned with a disgusted expression. Flames roared around him as a determined young man with dark hair raced down the burning stairs, urgency driving his every step. Through the broken wall, an injured young man with dark hair emerged, his expression resolute despite the pain. A close-up of an intense, cracked eye revealed Sheng staring at an unseen threat, fear evident in his gaze. A monstrous entity loomed, its gaping mouth ready to swallow everything in its path. Sheng was engulfed by the monstrous creature, his terror palpable in the air. A massive red creature loomed ominously, casting a shadow over a determined young man with dark hair. Sheng confronted the menacing beast, unwavering in the face of danger. A determined young man with dark hair confronted the monster, revealing its identity as the flesh-eyed demonic worm. The massive red monster lunged forward, fury radiating from its form as it attacked Sheng. Sheng was thrown backward, panic surging through him as he struggled to regain his footing. A gloomy atmosphere settled as a young man with dark hair stood over the fallen character, regret etched on his face. Sheng expressed sorrow over being too late. Flames roared around Sheng, who stood resolutely against the monstrous entity looming behind him. He promised to confront the threat head-on. Sheng channeled energy, his fierce determination evident as he prepared to confront the looming threat of the powerful monster. A collapsed building loomed ominously, smoke swirling around police cars, as the weight of the moment pressed heavily on the scene. The atmosphere crackled with tension as Sheng stood defiantly against a massive, monstrous figure, surrounded by an ominous red glow. He charged forward, ready to attack the monstrous figure before him. The monstrous creature displayed its intimidating form, showcasing menacing features that sent shivers down Sheng's spine. The atmosphere thickened with concern as a young man with dark hair observed the unfolding chaos, sensing the abnormality of the situation. He expressed unease about their unexpected appearance. Sheng assessed the large creature, noting its formidable strength that clearly surpassed level 7. Sheng's intense gaze revealed his surprise as he reacted to an unexpected event unfolding before him. The tension escalated as a brave and determined young man faced a monstrous creature, its mouth wide open, ready to unleash a fierce attack. He prepared to dodge the impending strike, fear coursing through him. A powerful force erupted from Sheng, sending rocks and debris flying in all directions. A grotesque creature struggled against restraints as a pink entity extended toward it, creating an ominous atmosphere. Sheng questioned what he was witnessing, feeling a surge of determination. Crackling energy filled the air as a determined young man with dark hair stepped forward through the chaos of debris. A confident young man with dark hair stood amidst the chaos, taunting an unseen foe about their troublesome flesh. A monstrous creature roared with its mouth wide open, displaying sharp teeth and challenging anyone brave enough to confront it. Sheng faced the roaring creature, preparing to confront the threat head-on. A monstrous figure loomed overhead, casting a menacing shadow as Sheng prepared to evade the impending attack. A gigantic, monstrous arm extended towards Sheng, who stood firm against the impending threat. The fiery backdrop crackled with energy as a confident young man with dark hair mocked the shooter, urging him to aim better. A monstrous creature spewed a torrent of green energy from its mouth, sending shockwaves through the air. Sheng prepared to face the monster's attack with resolute determination. A powerful energy wave erupted from Sheng, illuminating the chaotic scene with a fierce intensity. A monstrous creature with multiple limbs and jaws scanned its environment, exuding an ominous presence that sent shivers down the spine of onlookers. A fierce, monstrous creature loomed, flames dancing around it as Sheng prepared to confront the threat head-on. He declared his readiness to face the monster. A confident and imposing young man smirked, radiating a powerful energy as he taunted his opponent, urging them to start trembling now. An imposing and defiant young man stood amidst a tense crowd, his presence radiating intimidation as he faced the onlookers. A muscular man shouted in disbelief, questioning how a freshman from the 7th St. Martial University could possibly pose a threat. A confident woman pointed assertively to a student ID, confirming her knowledge of both the ID and mission certification. A muscular man raised his hands in disbelief, expressing doubt that even a graduate could match the speed he just witnessed. A tense close-up of a determined young man with dark hair revealed frustration and confusion on his face. He questioned how a peak level 6 could move without a trace. A monstrous creature towered in the background as an anxious man urgently warned about the potential threat it posed to the city. A sense of urgency filled the air as a pink-haired character held her phone and prepared to report the alarming situation immediately. A chaotic scene erupted as a determined and powerful young man unleashed a fierce attack, sending shockwaves through the panicking crowd around him. A furious young man clenched his fist and shouted, demanding answers about the looming threat that had everyone on edge. A destroyed building loomed over a group of onlookers, their faces filled with disbelief and concern for what had transpired. Sheng questioned the unknown disaster that had unfolded before them. A monstrous red creature with a large mouth and multiple tendrils emerged from the darkness, sending a chill through the air. Sheng prepared to confront the monster, feeling alarmed yet determined. Amidst chaotic red surroundings, a determined young man with dark hair unleashed a fierce wave of chaotic energy, shifting the atmosphere around him. A monstrous creature howled in agony, green fluid dripping from its body, as Sheng confronted it with fierce determination. A massive, monstrous hand emerged from the shadows, reaching out menacingly towards Sheng. He stood firm against the looming threat, defiance etched on his face. A powerful figure in red activated his abilities, surrounded by swirling energy that pulsed with raw intensity. A monstrous creature lunged forward, revealing a large mouth filled with sharp teeth, aiming directly at Sheng. He prepared to confront the beast with unwavering resolve. A monstrous hand loomed closer, its presence sending a shockwave of confusion through Sheng. He reacted, surprised by the suddenness of the event. A defeated creature lay motionless, and Sheng pondered its quick demise with a mix of curiosity and disbelief. Sheng unleashed a powerful attack against the shadowy figure, channeling every ounce of determination into his strike. A frantic man shouted a warning about a monster's escape, his voice filled with urgency and fear. An alarmed figure reacted, her body tense and eyes wide with fright. A massive creature loomed over Sheng and others, sending panic rippling through the group. Sheng stood ready against the overwhelming force, displaying unwavering courage. The frightened group gazed up in terror, unsure of what would happen next. A massive creature lay defeated, leaving a stunned group in disbelief. Sheng expressed shock about the flesh-eyed demonic worm's sudden demise. The muscular man questioned how it could have happened so quickly. A chaotic scene settled as Sheng walked away, confident in his mission's completion. He reminded everyone to adjust the difficulty accordingly. The sun set behind the horizon, casting a warm glow over the scene of gratitude unfolding below. A respectful man bowed deeply, expressing appreciation for Sheng's assistance with the demonic worm. A powerful monster loomed, and Sheng watched, feeling a mix of concern and disbelief. He felt terrified by how relaxed the monster appeared. Sheng advocated for the families of fallen monster hunters, stating that the earnings from a level 7 monster would support them for life. The sky blazed orange and pink as a man with dark hair smiled, filled with gratitude as he thanked someone unseen. Sheng stood in a scenic setting, asking a woman for help to hail a cab for his urgent train. A cheerful figure with pink hair eagerly offered to drive Sheng beside a police car. Sheng smiled warmly, expressing his gratitude for the assistance, feeling a spark of hope amidst the challenges ahead. The pink-haired character looked surprised and impressed, realizing Sheng's strength was not just physical. A playful atmosphere filled the air as Sheng leaned closer to the shy character, teasing her with a flirtatious remark. A sense of confusion hung in the air as Sheng observed a distressed character covering her face. Sheng questioned the distressed character about her problem. She panicked and expressed her overwhelming emotions. A menacing monster lurked in a desolate area, stirring unease in the surroundings. Sheng questioned how a pseudo-level 7 monster breached into a small city. A strange monster had arrived in city, leaving Sheng deeply concerned about the bizarre circumstances surrounding its presence. He contemplated the implications of this sudden threat. If you'd like to see your favorite titles retold, leave a comment, and I'll be sure to pick some of them up from time to time. Also, let me know which video format you like more, long videos or short ones. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you again soon.